What it do? Shalom. What it do? Shalom. What it do? Shalom. Shabbat. Shabbat. Shalom. Simple. Simple. Hebrew words that you should be fasting for every day of your life. All right. Wow. Man, I just want to, because it's, listen. What a Israelite knows is very important. I mean, it's a big discussion. Do we sacrifice animals? I gotta bring this up, man, because there's a lot of people out there thinking that we sacrifice animals. So, man, Shabbat Shalom, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling, man? I hope everybody's feeling well, but there's a subject about sacrificing animals. I got hit over my head with it, I'm chilling with the kids, I get hit over my head talking about do we sacrifice animals? And are we sacrificing animals? And are we sacrificing especially lambs? Are we serious? I thought it was a joke. Like, when I read it, I thought it was a joke. But then I didn't even respond to it, and then they sent it over my desk again. Hiram, do we sacrifice animals? And especially, are we sacrificing lambs in 2019? For what? For I guess burnt offerings. Oh wow! So man, the only thing I can do is only thing I can do is revert back to the scriptures, back to the Torah, and that's the only thing that we can do, and that's the only thing we should do, is we should revert to the scriptures. All right, so to the Torah. So that question, so I seen L. Great job, man. Great job. Psalms 4, 5, Psalms 27 and 6, and Psalms 50 and 8. Okay, it talks about the sacrifices, and that's in Psalms, and it talks about the sacrifices of joy, sacrifices of happiness. Sacrificing your sins is actually admitting to Ahchwa your sins. Admitting to Ahchwa, right? Even though he knows your sins, but he wants you to admit them, to outwardly admit them. So therefore to him, and to beg for your transgressions. Okay, those are the sacrifices. Sacrificing blood, that's another question. Sacrificing the lamb, that's another question. Remember, you are the lamb. So you want to sacrifice the lamb? A lamb is a baby. That's a baby. So when it comes to your question about do we sacrifice lambs, rams, goats, or any animals with the blood, I'm just gonna have to revert back to the scriptures. My opinion is not even valuable. Okay, we have to go back to the scriptures and back to the Torah and see if we can just get a bird's eye view on should we or shouldn't we. So L, man, peace up, man. Yeah, you're right. Psalms 4, Psalms 27, Psalms 8 talks about what we should be sacrificing. And but I want to get over, I want to finish actually where you left off, and that was on Psalms 50 and 7. All right, Psalms 50 and 7. I think it says it clearly, but then if that doesn't says it clearly, I got a couple more verses. I got a couple more chapters that might, you know what I'm saying? That might make you think on a higher vibration. Okay, so let's get into Psalms 50. Matter of fact, let me pull up the sword for you. I'll pull up the sword. Okay, so we don't waste no time with it. Pull up the sword, man. But I want to just start reading. I'm gonna read from the NLT. Okay, and we're gonna pull up the sword and we're gonna read from that. But let's go to Psalms 50 and 7. Okay, this is Dawid. All right, this is Dawid. All right, this is Dawid in Psalms 50 and 7. Okay, so we're gonna go over there. And this is all about the sacrifice, all right, of lambs, as you call it, the sacrifice of lambs, goats. Okay, that's a baby. Okay, a lamb is a baby. A ram is an adult. Why y'all didn't sacrifice? Why y'all don't sacrifice? Don't worry about it. But the point is, you know, a baby, man, a baby. You know. So we just gonna go back to the scriptures with it. Let's go to Psalms 50. All right. Ah, man. Boy, oh boy. Oh, Ba Hashem, Abba Hawa, Yahushua HaMashiach. Did y'all hear me? Ba Hashem, Abba Hawa, Yahushua HaMashiach. The law is vibration. Alright. Oh, man. The law is vibration. The law is vibration. Alright. And, that is that correction. Okay. That is that correction in the law. The law is vibration. Okay. Daweed. Let's go to Psalms 50 and 7. Alright. I'm gonna read it from the NLT so we don't have no confusion. But it says, "Hear, O my people, hear. Hear, O my people. Listen as I speak." Alright. Listen as I speak. I am Hawa, your God. Alright. I am Hawa, your God. Alright. I have no complaint about your sacrifices. Okay, or the burnt offerings you constantly offer. But I do not need, okay, I do not need the bulls from your barns or the goats from your pens. Okay? For all the animals of the forest are mine. All the animals of the forest are mine. This is Hawa. This is our Creator speaking. Okay? So it says, I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings. Okay? To have been continually before me. Okay? To be right. To be right. Correct. Alright? I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices that you offered to have been continually before me, that you offered in the past. Okay? He said, I'm not going to say nothing bad about, you know, or I'm not going to reprove. Okay? I will not reprove thee. Okay? Let me see. Let me try to hit it. It's acting up a little bit. There we go. So, reprove a primitive verb to be right. That is correct. Reciprocal, to argue. Okay? Alright? Causatively, to decide, justify. Okay? So, I will not justify thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings to have been continually before me. Alright? I will take no bullock out of thy house. Alright? I will take no bullock out of thy house, he goats out of thy folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine. If I was hungry, this is Hawa speaking, I would not tell you, for the world is mine. Alright? And the fullness thereof. I will eat the flesh of the bulls or drink the blood of the goats. Offer unto God. Oh, he said, will I? Will I eat the flesh of the bulls or drink the blood of the goats? Alright? He said, will I? Alright? So let me read it for you in plainer version. It says, "O my people, listen as I speak. Hear my charges against you." All right. Hear my charges against you, O Israel. All right. For those who try to, listen to this. Hear my charges against you, O Israel. These are my charges against you. All right. I am Ahchwa, your God. I have no complaint about your sacrifices or the burnt offerings you constantly offer. But I do not need the bulls from your barns or the goats from your pens, for the animals of the forest are mine, and I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know every bird on the mountains, and all the animals of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, man. If I were hungry, I would not tell you. Alright? If I were hungry, I would not tell you. Alright? For all the world is mine and everything in it. Do I eat meat or bulls? Do I drink the blood of goats? Make thankfulness your sacrifice to God. Alright? Make thankfulness your sacrifice. Make thankful your sacrifice. Make thankful your sacrifice to God. Alright? To Ahchwa. Alright? And keep your vows you made to the Most High. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Then call on me when you are in trouble, and I will rescue you, and you will give me glory. Alright? But God says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees and pretend to obey my covenant? 17. For you refuse my discipline, and treat my words like trash. When you see thieves, you approve of them. You spend your time with adulterers, your mouth is filled with wickedness, and your tongue is filled of lies. You sit around and slander your brother and your own mother's son. Why, while you did all this, I remained silent, and you thought I didn't care. Now I rebuke you. Listen to all my charges against you. My charges against you. Alright? So, that was Psalms 50:1. So the Most High clearly says that he don't need none of your animals, because those are my animals. They're not your animals. Okay, and he said, do I eat the meat? Do I eat the meat of a bull? Do I drink the blood of a ram? Alright? So therefore, alright, so now, let's go over to Leviticus. Because this is very important. So this is what I want to warn someone who calls themselves a children of Jacob or a child of Judah to beware, first of all, to fear the Most High. Any child of the Creator fears the Creator, okay? And if he don't know what to do, then he's silent, okay? That's wrong rule of the Creator. If you don't know what, just be silent, okay? Don't move, be still and be silent, okay? So let's check Leviticus 10, because I think that's very important when it comes talking about burning strange fires to the Creator. All right, I think that's very important. All right, let's go to Leviticus 10. It talks about burning strange fires, right? Yeah, that was the son of Nadab and Abihu. Okay, that was the son of Aaron. Aaron's two sons, they burned strange fires. Let's see what the Creator is talking about. Okay, so if you're in the NLT, go over to Leviticus. I'm sorry, I'm flip-flopping through this. Go over to Leviticus. I'm so happy to just storming through the book and finding the chapter instead of going through the book. Well, by now, we should have a bird's eye view of where each book is listed anyway. But let's go over to Leviticus 10. Okay, it's the sin of Nadab and Abihu. Okay, let's go to Leviticus 10. I'm tripping. All right, here we go. Leviticus 10. All right, this is the death. All right, the death of Nadab and Abihu. Okay, Nadab and Abihu was Moses and Aaron first two sons. Okay, they were joined into the priesthood. All right, they were anointed into the priesthood, and after that, this is what happens. So let's see what happened. So Leviticus chapter 10 verse 1. All right, let me scroll over to it. So we read it from the sword first. Okay, it says, and Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer, and put fire therein, and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before the Lord. Okay, which he commanded them not. Okay, and there went out fire from the Lord, and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. And Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that the Lord spoke, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh. All right, come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified, and Aaron will be held his peace. Okay, and Moses called Mishael and Elzapham, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, come near. Okay, so we know that they were killed. Nadab and Abihu were killed for burning strange fires. Okay, but let's get a clear account on what happened. Let's go to Leviticus 10 in the let's read it from the NLT. All right. Aaron's sons Nadab and Abihu put coals on fire in their incense burners, and sprinkled incense over them. In this way they disobeyed the Lord by burning before him the wrong kind of fire, different than he had commanded. All right, different than he had commanded. So basically, I don't know, man. I don't know if if cats got the dragonology, if they know how to burn a fire, but it's this thing that the devil or Lucifer or the deceiver or whatever you want to call it, the disagreeable, have you like, say when we feast, right? So when we cook outside, we call it a barbecue, but it's a feast. So they have trained us or programmed us to use coals in our fire, right? We go to the store and buy coals, like we call it charcoal, right? How many of you use charcoal to light with your fires outside? How many use charcoal to cook outside when you doing what you call a barbecue? Probably most of you. All right. Did you know that that actually is abomination right there? Because what's in the charcoal? All right, the food that you're burning to eat. All right, and you're cooking it outside, so the smoke is going up to the atmosphere, to the heavens. Okay, to the realms. To the firmament. And you cooking it with what? That was punishment. That was punishment that the people had. That was punishment. Remember, he told Elijah, for punishment, cook our food at first with human dung. And then Elijah said, man, hold up. Come on. Why do I have to do that? Can I just, I've never broke a commandment. Okay. I've always worshiped you, Father. So, why do I have to, cook it, cook the food that I'm going to give to them in human shit? So he said, man, okay, well, you don't have to do it in human shit. Just do it in cow shit, in cow dung. Okay, so that was actually a curse. So we think that we grow up. So check this out. So now in 2019, we're actually growing our food in cow dung, and we're actually buying charcoal with shit in it. They say it's human shit in charcoal. They say it's cow shit in charcoal. Either way, it's shit. So how many of you do that? So right here, that's abomination before God, to burn food or cook or anything with coals. You understand? Those charcoals are actually, we don't know what they are. So how many of you actually just burn with wood? with the cedar wood or with the pine wood. You understand? So that's a big thing right there about, you know, it's a lot of things that we don't know, you know, and that the enemy has, you know, put into our lives where, you know, we thinking we doing right. All right, we thinking we doing right. So it actually says that. So it actually says, the sons of Nebuhu, Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, put coals of fire. They put coals of fire in their incense burners and sprinkled incense over them. All right. So they actually put the coals in there to make it burn hotter. You know, that's what people do. That's why you go buy, because that's why you initially start buying the charcoal, because you didn't want to take the time to find wood to burn. You know, or they probably made a law where you couldn't even cut no wood, because I know in some states you can't cut nothing. You can't, you know. So, or even, you know, but you don't have to cut any wood. It's so much byproduct of wood and tree laying around in the forest. You never got to cut a tree to even burn a fire anyway, using sticks and stems and stuff like that. So you don't have to try to cut it. You can find pieces of trees everywhere. All right. So they put coals of fire in their incense burners and sprinkled incense over them. In this way they disobeyed. Okay, and disobeyed. So fire blazed forth from the Lord's presence and burned them up. Okay, because fire blazed forth from the Lord's presence and burned them up. All right. Then Moses said to Aaron, "This is what the Lord meant when he said, I will display my holiness." Okay, listen. I will display my holiness through those who come near me. I will display my glory before all my people. Okay? Before all my people. So, I mean, I think you need Ahchwa to tell you whether you should be sacrificing an animal or not. Okay? And I think that's the most important part. And what type of fire to burn it with. You know, because he tells you what type of fire and what to put in it, what seasons to put on it. He tell you what oil to use to burn with it. So do you know all those things if you're sacrificing a lamb to the fire? And let's go to Levi 17, which is also very important because it talks about the prohibition of eating blood. Okay, let's go to Levi 17. The prohibition of eating blood, and that's another question. Are you bloodletting the animal? But that's not even a question, because we don't even make it to that part, because we haven't found yet where it says that I want you to do this. Okay, because he said that in Psalms 50, he said that all the animals are mine. So I don't need. He really said I don't need you to do that, because all the animals are mine. So let's go over to Leviticus chapter 17, man. Yeah, let's check that out. All right, this is the prohibitions against eating blood. All right, Leviticus 17. Let me just sip some water. The prohibitions of eating blood. Then Ahchwa said to Moshe, "Give the following instructions to Aaron and his sons and all the people of Israel." All right, this is to all the people of Israel. Okay, this is what Ahchwa has commanded. All right, now listen very carefully. This is Leviticus 17. All right, and I think this put the nail in the ground. This put the staff into the ground, man, right here. All right, this Leviticus 17 puts the staff in the ground of, I think, should you even be sacrificing lambs, our lambs, okay, Ahchwa's lambs. All right, so he said, then Ahchwa said to Moshe, "Give the following instructions to Aaron and his sons and all the people of Israel. This is what Ahchwa has commanded. If a native Israelite sacrifices a bull, all right, or a lamb, or a goat, all right, so this is in that question, anywhere inside or outside the camp." So he says, if a native Israelite, so is this person an Israelite? Is this person an Israelite? All right, so if a native Israelite sacrifices a bull or a lamb or a goat, anywhere inside or outside. So What other place do you have? If you can't sacrifice it inside, you can't sacrifice it outside, what other place is there? Alright? That means nowhere. Okay? If a native Israelite sacrifice a bull or a lamb or a goat anywhere inside or outside the camp instead of bringing it to the entrance of the tabernacle. Alright? Where's the entrance of the tabernacle? Alright? Where's the entrance of the tabernacle? Alright, let me get over there to Leviticus 17. So you say, and Ahchwa spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto Aaron and to his sons. Alright, these were priests, right? Priests, right? And unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, this is the thing in which Ahchwa hath commanded, saying, what man soever be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox or a lamb or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp. Alright? Alright, so now we got that. So we talking about in or outside of the camp, or if anybody who is a Israelite. Okay? Alright? So instead of bringing it to the entrance of the tabernacle. Where is the entrance of the tabernacle? Entrance of the tabernacle is where the priests. That's where the priests are. That's where the priests are. Okay? That's Ahchwa's house. Okay? So it said, if any native Israelite sacrifice a bull or a lamb or a goat anywhere inside or outside the camp, instead of bringing it to the entrance of the tabernacle to present it as an offering to Ahchwa, right? That person will be guilty as a murderer. Okay? That person will be guilty as a murderer. Alright? Such a person has shed blood and will be cut off from the community. Such a person has shed blood, okay, and will be cut off from the community. The purpose of this rule is to stop the Israelites from sacrificing animals. The purpose of this is to stop Israelites from sacrificing animals. Alright? Stop sacrificing animals. In the open fields, it will ensure that they bring their sacrifices to the priests. Bring their sacrifices to the priests at the entrance of the tabernacle. That's God's house. That's Ahchwa's house. Okay? At the entrance of the tabernacle, so he can present them to Ahchwa as peace offerings. Then the priest will be able to splatter the blood against the Lord's altar at the entrance of the tabernacle, and will burn the fat as a pleasing aroma to Ahchwa. The people must no longer be unfaithful to Ahchwa by offering sacrifices to the goat idols. Okay? That's 17. That's Leviticus 17 and 7. Okay, the people must no longer be unfaithful to Ahchwa by offering sacrifices to goat idols. Okay, this is a permanent law for them to be observed from generation to generation. So basically, if you don't take the bull to the tabernacle, the house of God, where the priests are, to the entrance of the tabernacle, then you will be cut off the community for one. Alright? You're creating an ultimate sin for two. And for three, you sacrificing to goat idols. So basically, anyone that's trying to sacrifice and say it's in the name of Ahchwa is actually sacrificing to goat idols, because they haven't taken that animal to the tabernacle where the priests are, because they're the only ones ordained to do it, right? And let's not even get into Leviticus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to see how they were required, how they were ordained. Okay, how they were ordained priests. Okay, they were ordained priests by the sacrificial killing of a ram and of a bull. Okay, Moses sacrificed a ram, which is an adult lamb. Okay, and a bull and a bull, which is an adult. Okay, they didn't sacrifice no baby. Okay, they sacrificed adults, and that was for Hawa. Okay, that was for the blood of Hawa, and they had instructions to do that. Okay, that was for them that was for Aaron and his seeds to be ordained. Okay, consecrated as priests. Okay, so for one, the sacrifice has to be done by ordained priests, okay, who was used by a messenger from Hawa to sacrifice. And this was Moses, who was a high priest, okay, who had to sacrifice a ram and a ram and a bull, okay, for their consecration into. So you can't call yourself a real priest unless you actually had a high priest sacrifice a bull and a ram to Hawa on account of you being blessed in to be a priest. Your consecration, your anointing. Okay, so all the way around, man, I hope this answers all your questions. Okay, so Leviticus 17:8 says, "Give them this command as well. If any native Israelite or foreigner living among you offer a burnt offering or sacrifice, but does not bring it into the entrance of the tabernacle to offer it to the Lord, that person will be cut off from the community." Okay? "And if any native Israelite or foreigner living among you eats or drinks blood of any form, it will turn against that person. I will turn against that person and cut him off from the community of your people. For the life of the body, the life of the body is in the blood. For the life of the body is in the blood." Okay? For the life of the body is in the blood. That's 17:11. Okay? "I have given you the blood on the altar to purify you, making you right with Hawa." Okay? It is the blood given in exchange for a life that makes purification possible. "That is why I have said to the people of Israel, you must never eat or drink blood, neither you nor the foreigners living among you." Alright? "So if any native Israelite or foreigner living among you goes hunting and kills an animal or bird, okay, that is approved for eating, you must drain the blood and cover it with the earth." Alright, so man, I hope, there'll be a lot of naysayers that say, that try to go around, that situation or go around those verses. But Leviticus 10, Leviticus chapter 17, so watch how you burning your fires. You might be burning your fire with shit in it. You might be burning fire and cooking your food with shit. So be careful of that, and be careful of sacrifices. Okay? Those are Hawa's animals. We are Hawa's children. You don't have to sacrifice the child of Hawa. Okay? And also, it's technicalities for sacrificing animals. It's penalties. It's repercussions. Alright? Check your sin log, man. We stick it to the law, statutes, and commandments. I'm just the messenger. I'm just reading from the Torah. You can form your own opinion. Alright, so Shalom. I hope that answered y'all questions. And Eretz Israel, Yasharala, Yashur. Alright, Yehuda. Alright, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, family.